So I'm not really a big fan of wall anchors. They have their time and place, but I think people use them too often and in situations where they're not really that effective. They try to hang heavy things from them, or use them to mount fixtures that get touched and jostled a lot. So wall anchors either fail or they pull out of the wall. And even molly and toggle bolts can get hung up on things hidden in the wall like insulation or wiring, so they're not always convenient. As a carpenter, I like to fasten into a stud as much as possible, but there's not always a stud in the right place. And you may want to add a row of hardware like hooks or clips and keep them well supported. But wall anchors really aren't the solution here. So, how do you do it? I've got a simple, very affordable option that you might want to consider. That's coming up next on The Honest Carpenter Show. So if I do want to attach certain things to a stud, but there's no stud in the right place, I'll often incorporate something called a mounting plate. This is a second piece of wood attached to the wall that bridges two studs, thereby making a continuous mounting surface. You've seen this before numerous times, often in the form of coat racks. They tend to just be long, skinny fixtures with hooks on them. The rack mounts the studs, and hardware can then run the length of the rack. It's so simple, but you might not have realized how adaptable this concept is. You can do this anywhere in a house for numerous purposes. Garages are a great place, like this one, because we're always trying to maximize space in here by getting things up off the floor and organized. So I'll demonstrate in this corner how foolproof this concept is. I can take any old hunk of wood so long as it's about 3/4 thick, maybe at least 2 inches wide, and long enough to jump over two studs. So more than say about 16 to 18 inches. I then find a couple studs in the area I want. If you need some quick tips on how to do that, check out my stud finding video. There's a magnet trick that will make your life easier forever. I mark my stud locations when I find them. Then I hold my piece of wood to the wall, level it, drill a couple of holes at my stud locations, and drive 3-inch screws, which are long enough to go through the mounting plate, the drywall, and still get plenty of screw into the stud. Now I can drill holes for my hardware, fasten them to the mounting plate, and hang my various tools up. And if I want to hang a greater variety of tools, I just put another one above it or up beside it somewhere. Like that, I've doubled my space for hanging things. That's it. Took like 5 minutes and the wood is all scrap. And I didn't have to lay out storage locations based on stud locations. I just made a bridge over several studs and created a really strong continuous mounting surface, which gives you tons of options for how to use it. And sure, rough plywood doesn't look that nice. It's fine for a garage, but you can step this process up to include nicer lumber like clear pine or hardwoods. You can very easily route ogis and roundovers onto your mounting plate, paint it, and you have a fixture that wouldn't look bad in a mudroom or a hallway. It's just another trim feature. So, coat racks, tool racks, hat racks, all very easy to make this way. But really there's unlimited versatility to this concept because you can apply it to so many different things in the house. My French cleat lumber rack was built off the exact same idea. Just has a beveled top that mates with the brackets. And cabinets, all cabinets, work exactly the same way. They have back panels so carpenters can position the cabinet where they need it to go, locate studs, and fasten through the panel to create tremendous strength. And pretty much every built-in I've ever done has incorporated this concept as well. I just run small mounting plates beneath shelves and tops. And this practice does numerous things at once. It stiffens the shelf above. It helps keep the unit square by introducing more 90-degree corners, and it gives me surface area to screw through, firmly fastening the unit to the wall. The center of this utility closet built in pretty much floats off the ground thanks to a mounting plate at the top and this custom corbel below. Same concept. And this whole custom desk in a closet is resting on a system of mounting plates and cleats, and it's very strong. I'm showing all these things because once you understand this idea, your DIY projects will become way more flexible. You'll be able to create strength and a whole lot of attachable surface area just by incorporating mounting plates into your projects. And I know this doesn't totally replace wall anchors. These things are more versatile because they can go pretty much anywhere. I don't hate anchors, and at some point I'm probably going to do a whole video on them because there's so many of them out there and they are good for light duty mounting. But I see clients overly relying on them and getting frustrated when they don't produce the support or strength that they need. So if you find yourself in this situation and you're trying to drastically amplify your wall hanging space, consider using mounting plates. It just opens up a whole world of options. What do you think? Is that helpful? Have you incorporated mounting plates in your home storage? Let me hear about it down in the comments. Also, be sure to check us out at thehonestcarpenter.com, where we consult with homeowners nationwide on a range of serious issues, from contracting situations to inspection reports, and even DIY questions. We do it all by phone and video chat, and all for a very affordable price. And our second YouTube channel explains more of our consulting work as well. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to check back in for more videos coming out weekly. And please consider subscribing and hitting that little bell button beside the subscribe button to turn on notifications. That way you'll know the moment we post something. I'm Ethan James with TheHonestCarpenter.com. I'll see you next time.